Here's a little death that was total obliteration. Peace my fear of it, and it's passed over me and through me. It's gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear, I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. 10, definitely a 10.
You can do this, Sangha.
I can't.
Breathe. Breathe and try again. What's your fear level now?
9, maybe 8.
Try stepping out on stage.
No, I can't.
You can do this. I believe in you. We've worked so hard to get here.
Okay. 7, 6.
Try to look at them.
Right. Okay.
Sango,
Yes,
what are you doing?
I'm protecting myself.
By curling up in a ball on the ground?
Yes,
How is that supposed to protect you?
I'm not sure.
Don't you think that just makes you more vulnerable?
Pangolins curl up in a ball to protect themselves from danger.
What's a pangolin?
Pangolin? They're like an anteater with scales like armor.
Okay, well, you're not a pangolin with scales like armor, and right now, you're being very rude to our guests.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Now what?
Welcome them.
Right. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to my exposure therapy session. My name is Sango. I am the daughter of Tajima and Ogino. How are you today? Great. Did you know that when Japanese former Prime Minister Yoshiro Mori met Bill Clinton for the first time, instead of asking, "How are you?" he asked, "Who are you?" And instead of answering, "I'm fine, and you?" Bill Clinton responded, "I'm Hillary's husband." And Maury replied, "Me too." They laughed.
Don't do it! You're not a pangolin.
I'm not a pangolin.
Breathe.
Please forgive me. I don't mean to be rude. I was in the middle of welcoming you. Welcome to my exposure therapy session. My name is Sango. We did that. I did my Maury Clinton joke to ease the tension and form a social bond. Thank you for laughing.
tell them what exposure therapy is?
I will now tell you what exposure therapy is. Exposure therapy is a treatment to help people confront their fears. Psychologists create a safe environment in which to expose individuals to the things they fear and avoid. The exposure to the feared objects, activities, or situations in a safe environment helps reduce fear and decrease avoidance. So here we are in this safe environment. And the thing I fear is you. Not necessarily specifically you, but people. People are scary. You scare me. I see you all out there, and perhaps you're all perfectly lovely people, but when I look at your faces, I can't help but think, murderer, rapist, shooter, stabber, arsonist, serial killer!
How are we feeling?
10. I'm at a 10.
Okay, you're not a pangolin right now, though.
I'm not a pangolin right now.
Is there anything else you're feeling besides fear?
Yes,
Okay, what are you feeling?
I feel exposed.
And?
I feel exhilarated.
Good, that's good.
That's good?
Yes, yes, good.
Good.
Breathe.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. Hey. This is new.
This is new.
So, yeah. I have a phobia of people. But keeping what you fear company is more powerful than you think. According to Shosh. Shosh, now what?
The tools.
The tools! This is the empty chair. It is a vehicle for parts work. Parts work is when I invite a part of myself into the chair to have a conversation. Every part of myself often has a job that it's doing. My job is to ask questions to understand what they're doing for me. I will be embodying each part. I'm not always great at being myself, but I've always been good at being other people. This is the bathtub. It's a bathtub. It's what we could afford on the budget. This is the bathtub, and the bathtub is my safe space. I can get in it for soothing. You, the audience, your role is compassionate witness. You are supporting me in this ritual of healing. I must warn you that the unexpected may happen. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I will now introduce you to Shosh. She's right there in the booth. She is my stage manager and therapist. She's the reason why we're all here. Shosh will be leading us through this session and keeping me on track to my goal, which is to connect with you. I need to connect with you. So
you can also call on ancestors, right?
I can also call on ancestors,
Family members.
family members, into the chair.
They want to tell us
They
something.
want to tell us something.
But also, let's get started. In order to understand your feeling, you have to go to the source. Invite your first part into the empty chair.
What scared you most when you were a kid?
How old?
Say, 5 years old. What kept you up at night?
I'm watching NHK News. Mom has a bad habit of keeping it on all the time. TV is saying words I've never heard of. Doomsday cult. Sarin gas. Subway attack. I see images of this big man. Long, scraggly black hair and beard, white flowing robes. People are chanting his name like a prayer. Asahara Shoko, Asahara Shoko, Asahara Shoko. All I know is that this is the face of evil. Night after night, I see this face in my dreams. In one, I'm in the Miyazaki movie, Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. A massive herd of omus is storming towards me. These Titanic-sized crustacean creatures covered in big, glassy round eyes, glowing red with anger. And at the head is the big bearded man, peacefully riding atop the biggest omu. The omus become an echoey choir chanting his name. Asahara Shoko, Shoko, Asahara Shoko, Shoko, la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. I'm at a 10.
It's okay.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
Breathe.
They're looking at me funny, Josh.
Breathe. Damn it, Sango, you are not a pangolin. Sango. Sango. Do you want to get in the tub? Go ahead.
Every day I walk into prison. On a bus to LA to start a new life, Esther, a lady who was probably in her 60s, gave me her #1 address to have as a backup. I kept it in my wallet for 3 years.
Tell us more about the big bearded man.
Shoko Asahara. He was the leader of a Japanese doomsday cult and mastermind behind the 1995 Tokyo sarin gas attacks. His followers pierced bags full of sarin, a nerve agent developed by the Nazis, on multiple subway trains, killing 13 people and injuring thousands.
There have been many Shoko Asaharas in my lifetime. Countless faces of terrorists, shooters, killer cops, rapists, murderers, white supremacists carrying tiki torches. As I grow older, my nightmares become more graphic, more violent. But the face of evil, the face of my attacker, is no longer a clear, distinct face. It's always blurry, cloudy, hidden in a thick mosaic fog. In Japanese bunraku puppetry, the villain puppet often has the same painted face as a common man puppet. The idea is that any one of us is capable of evil. And this is what scares me. In my last session with Shosh, we were talking about the latest face of evil. Shosh was talking me down from another panic spiral when I suddenly stopped and asked her how she was feeling about everything that was happening. Tell him what you said to me, Shosh.
I said that where I get really heated is at any thought of being afraid. I refuse to feel fear for my own person, to curtail my own movement or my family's movement because of some mediocre, stupid, hateful, garbage humans.
Refusing fear. that's why I'm here today. To refuse my fear of people, my fear of you. And in order to do that, I must face my fear.
I think it's time to call on an ancestor.
Grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa Ogino, my mother's father, wrote this essay reflecting on his time as a 15-year-old soldier in Manchuria. At the end of World War II and the beginning of the Soviet-Japanese War. I'm not really sure why I keep returning to this story, but I do. Usagi oishi kano yama kobu natsurishi kano gawa Yume wa ima mo megurite wasure ga taki furusato. Ogino Kanichi. My name is Kanichi Ogino. It's August 8, 1945 in Sanjang Province, Manchuria. I am 15 years old. An emergency bugle pierces our anxious dreams, and within a matter of minutes, we all gather in the yard, prepared for action. Our commander's announcement: the Soviet Union and Japan have declared war and are already engaged in battle. I volunteered for the Manchurian Settler Army Corps, not because I want to fight as a soldier in the Greater East Asia War, but to join the Army's youth cultivation team. As a third-born son of a farmer, I was determined to work as hard as I can to own farmland in Manchuria and make my father proud. Though we had always been prepared to exchange our shovels for guns, I never dreamed that the war would begin so soon. The commander approaches three of us and orders us to go to headquarters to pick up rifles and ammunition. Time is limited and the guerrillas are already in full force. It's about 2 miles to headquarters. We'll take the horse-drawn wagons. Yatsukemari! Please let me fulfill my great responsibility, though I know it will be hard. Hi! We arrive at headquarters and learn that Soviet soldiers are advancing on Donggan, just a short distance from our barracks. There's no time to dawdle. We quickly attach the weapons to the wagons and make our way back. Ha! We somehow managed to complete our mission safely, and with great relief, hand each soldier a weapon. I take Yatsukemari to the carrot field behind the barracks. Come here, Yatsukemari. Eat to your heart's content. I can see from up here that the land and homes in the northeast that have been cultivated over decades have been burned to the ground. I see Japanese farmers piling into trucks and evacuated the homes they had known so well. It must have been regrettable to have to part with a crop that you loved like your own child just before the harvest season. The sight of it pierces my heart as if it were my own story. really sure why I keep returning to this story. Grandpa Ogino is 94 years old. He's never talked to us about his time in Manchuria, but last year he quietly handed this essay to my mom, who shared it with me. Maybe if I trace back to that time, I could reveal something about our family now. Grandma Tajima will turn 90 this year. Dad told me that her house in Gifu was burned down in the air raids during World War II. And her family lost everything. My father used to be a writer. But after the war, he ran a paper umbrella business. And I would come home from school every day to paste paper to bamboo. My family couldn't afford to send me to high school. So I took work as an elevator girl at a department store. It wasn't a fashionable job. It was undesirable. So I would get embarrassed when I bumped into people I knew. I wanted out of that life, so I married your grandpa. He had his own commercial printing business, like labels for matchboxes. I was pretty popular in my 20s. I was in some plays and I had many suitors. But they didn't amount to anything. So I married your grandpa. Even though I didn't like him that much. But he was rich. Okay, Sango-chan, bye-bye. Dad says we all talk about how hard these times are. But Grandma really knows hard times. I know I can't even compare my life to that post-war life. I know I should be grateful. I know this, but do you ever feel like the world is about to end? Why wouldn't you? When there's a 70% chance the big one will hit California before the year 2030? When the US and Russia have about 7,000 nukes each, 3,000 more than what could cause a nuclear winter? When the pandemic, deadlier than COVID-19, is set to occur within the next 10 years? When climate change is on the path of creating up to 200 million refugees? When ice is melting, oceans warming, storms are brewing, fish are dying, pears and people are fighting over sinking land? This is your fault! This is our fault. We did this. So now we pack a bug out bag for the apocalypse. Face masks. And they smell like rose. Hand sanitizer. Medication. Contacts. Disinfectant wipes. Clothes. Cash. Clear file full of important documents. The cuter the file, the better. Headlamp. Flashlight. First aid kit. Ooh, full of SpongeBob Band-Aids. Water, canned food, pet carry full of food. Get up in the middle of the night to rearrange your pack. Make sure your car is full. Gas. Find maps, draw escape routes, memorize them. Look for them wherever you go. For example, in the case of an emergency, the evacuation route for us in this building is to go out this door, down the hallway, to the right, down the hallway, out the door, into the streets of Berkeley. Write down important phone numbers along with some addresses. Now all that's left are sentimental items. Sentimental items. What are my sentimental items? Oh. Put some photographs in your pack and pull them out in the middle of the night. Have these on the cloud. Put them back in again once you realize the cloud will probably vanish. Violin? No. Diaries? Books? Jewelry? Will any of this matter in an actual crisis? Dead weight. Why should you feel attached to any of it? Get rid of everything. Give it away for free, sell it online, put it out on the curb. Clothes, books, plants, posters, artwork, all gone. Papers and documents burned in a bonfire. How you like that, Marie Kondo? Stop yourself before you start throwing out all the furniture. Now, only down to the essentials. Phone, food, water purification tablets, money, first aid kit, a charged power bank, passport. Cat! Car full of gas. And now you're ready. And so you wait. And 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 you wait. Somebody. I need help. Please. I'll fucking slay you! I'll fucking slay you! I'll fucking slay you! Shit it! Die! Slay you! I'll fucking slay you! I'll fucking slay you! Shit it! Die! Fuck you! Overpopulation, fuck you! Pollution, fossil fuels, deforestation, fuck you! Overfishing, oil spilling, coral bleaching, fuck you! We can't breathe that filthy air! Shit it! Die! Shit it! Die! Die! Fuck you! Who are you? I'm the motherfucking protector. But you can call me Sax. Sax? Yeah, you heard that name in a movie once when you were 5 and thought it was so cool. I did. I would say it all the time, like Sax, 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 Sax. What's your job, Sax? To protect you, baby. From what? From all the people who want to hurt you. I'm here to fucking slay them. You got nothing to fear, baby. Anyone even tries to touch you, I will slice them open with my katana, pull out their guts and choke them with them, slap them gently till they regain consciousness, crush them under the heel of my combat boot, and then I'll tell them, you even try to come near Sango, I'll eat your fucking face off. You're so hot. I love you, baby. Was that a part of me? That was me? No. No.
of a moment when you felt like Sax? Why don't you ask the empty chair?
When was the moment I was strong, like Sax? Sorry for the mess. I was cleaning before you came and I found so many, how you say, crickets in the sink and oh! Sorry. It wasn't cricket, it was dust. Mako-chan! 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 You want snack? Eat. Sango can't eat right now because she has the stomach virus. She shit her pants at her grandma's house yesterday. Did she tell you? Tobi-chan, good doggy. Come here, say hi to audience. Tobi, no. Tobi-chan. So you've known Sango a long time, is that so? And you want to know about the time she was very, very strong? Okay. I tell you about the time Sango and I went on the Euro trip. The day we arrived in Paris was the day of rage. Mass protests across the city against Macron and the system. The gilets jaunes, or yellow vests. First mistake, we didn't take a taxi. We took the metro because we thought the roads would be closed. The first thing they announced, even in Japanese, was to beware of pickpockets. Next mistake was that I had my phone out the entire time tracking our route. I'm not so good at Google Maps. I should have put my phone away. We get off the train and go on the escalator. Behind me, I hear men yelling at me in French. I turn around and two men are towering over me. Sango start yelling, "What is this? What is this? What the fuck is this?" One man is right next to me, blocked the way of people coming up. The other is shoving a backpack in Sango's face and telling her to calm down. One man is pushing something against me. I think it's maybe knife or gun. They tried to grab our suitcases, but I swat away like, "No, please, leave me alone." And then all of a sudden, I hear a loud voice I never hear before booming, "Get the fuck away from my mother!" The men stop in shock. Even the people who were pretending to ignore us notice. We finally get to the top of the escalator and the men run away. Sango asks me if I'm all right. I ask her, "Were you acting back there?" But her face is wild. She tells me to check if anything was taken. My phone is gone. She asks if she should chase after them. I hesitate but say yes. She runs and I immediately regret. I wait and wait and wait. And finally she returned. I am so relieved. I tell her it was such a mistake to let her go. I was so terrified. The next day I was still very rattled, but I was determined not to let what happened ruin the trip. But as we were walking to Notre Dame, a big truck suddenly speeds backwards and is coming towards me. Sango screams in that same voice again, "Abunae!" and pulls me away just in time. We scurry over to the curb and she yells at the driver, who just smiled and
然お母さんのせいじゃないから。It's not your fault at all, Mom. I just don't understand why we're so unlucky. I said, I think we're very lucky. The truck could have hit me, and we're lucky it didn't. I could be on an ambulance by now. We go back to the apartment. I finally felt safe again. I tell Sango, it feels like the tables have turned, and now she is my protector. Sango make a spread for us. Baguette, cheese, prosciutto, sweets, wine. We cheers to surviving another day. Here comes the planes! Shooting, shooting, shooting! The Soviets are relentless in their attacks. I see some of my comrades are seriously wounded. I see some of them are dead. There's nothing we can do for them now. I can only join my hands in prayer for peace and continue marching, marching, marching. What day is it? Where in Manchuria are we? 3,000 men marching, marching, marching on these trackless roads. Thankfully, I have Yatsugemuri. It isn't until much later I learned that the war had already ended on August 15th, but without a clue of this information, we continue our arduous march through mountains, rivers, and plains. Here comes the planes again! Shooting, shooting, shooting! There's no easy place to take shelter on the plains. We have no choice but to lie on the ground, clutching letters and prayer charms from loved ones. I see parents laying down their innocent children who have become a burden in the shadows of trees. I see parents killing their children when they have become too ill. What is the human body? What is death that so many people are boldly leaving this world at the mercy of chance and fate? What is life? Do all living creatures suffer this experience? I wonder if I am the only one tormented by such thoughts each day. Here comes the planes again, shooting, shooting, shooting! I run, fearing the bullets, but suddenly... Yatsugemuri! Yatsugemuri. Since joining the army, I loved you as if you were my brother. You were a pack horse from Hokkaido, born on June 1st, 1930, just 10 days earlier than me. What cruel fate would separate me from my beloved horse, who shared the same likeness to me? Yatsugemuri! 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 Come back! Come back! Come back!
audition. Every single one. Every time I speak up about something unfair, I refused fear when I closed my organization after 17 years. Thanks for sharing these. I always feel safe in the tub. I don't like American tubs. They're long and shallow and awkward for short people. Japanese tubs are short and deep. I feel cramped and comfortable in my smallness. My favorite, though, is the onsen, a public bathhouse where all ages, all body shapes and sizes bathe with each other. It's weird, but I don't feel self-conscious or threatened in the onsen. The last onsen I was in was a stone bath built into the ocean. You would soak in this hot water, the salty waves crashing against the bath walls and gently splashing your cheek. The red sun slowly setting over the horizon. I felt expansive, like I was part of the universe. When I bathe at the onsen with my mom, we don't talk much. We just soak together, skin to skin, breathing in the same steam. When we're this close, we don't need to tell each other how important the other is to us. In Japanese, the word for physical intimacy is skinship. Skinship. Skinship is the touch between a mother and a child. Skinship is two lovers holding hands. Skinship is a hug at the airport. When I think about this word, skinship, I think of two people hugging, gently being rocked by a boat, swaying to the rhythm of the waves. Whenever I'm feeling scared, I imagine myself on this skinship. My parents and I only hug at the airport. One awkward pat hug as soon as I arrive at Narita, and a longer, tighter pat hug right before I go through the security check. Sometimes my dad will go in for a second hug. It's not that Japanese people don't have a lot of skinship. Grandpa Ogino's older brother was a man known to be completely devoted to his wife. At her funeral, he kissed her on the lips in the open casket twice. The first kiss shocked everyone. It was mid-pandemic, and folks hadn't seen people kiss in public in a long time, let alone kiss a corpse. Mom said she thought he had accidentally tripped and fallen face first into the casket. But when he kissed her the second time, everyone was in tears. Cowabunga! Sax! Did you miss me, baby? I missed you. You want me to wash your hair for you, baby? Yes, please. That's nice. You know, sometimes I am appalled by the way the world just went back to normal. Like COVID never even was a thing. Oh. Did everyone forget how scared we all were of each other just a few years ago?
When we all thought that being within 5 feet of each other could kill us? Ow, that hurts. You forgetful little dogs. Forgetting all the things we learned in lockdown. You just forgot that housing is a human right. You forgot to prioritize wellness. You forgot that time is a white supremacy construct. You forgot to stop Asian hate. You forgot that Black Lives Matter. You forget and forget and forget. Forget these dogs. You only need me, baby. One night in 2020, I woke up at 2 a.m. in a panic. I closed my eyes. I woke up at 12 p.m. in a panic. I had this familiar knot in my stomach, and I knew that it was connected to this world I was still attached to this life. Then I had my first session with Shosh. Shosh, can you take us through the tree exercise?
Take a moment where you are. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And become a tree. The top of your crown reaching up towards the sky. Your roots reaching deep into the ground. Now think of something you're holding on to. An attachment that no longer serves you. Let go of the attachment. Through the roots, letting it trickle into the ground. Now a memory in the past that you are still attached to. Let the emotions and thoughts associated with this memory run its course through you. And let it go through the roots into the ground. It's in the past. You are allowed to feel the pain of it in the present, but then you let it go. Now, think of an image in the future, an outcome that you are still attached to. Let it run its course through you. And let it go through the roots into the ground. Let those feelings wash over you like a wave and then subside. Now, imagine a ball of light above your head. This is your sense of self. Let it fill your entire body. You are the only constant in this. Everything is always changing, but you are you through all of it. Trust that. You can open your eyes.
When Shosh made me into a tree for the first time, I could feel the poison seeping out of me. Like how the skies turned blue and the waters turned clear and wildlife grew when we were all locked inside our homes, banned from hurting the environment. And all of this made me think maybe my best chance of survival is complete and total solitude. I'm taking shelter on the banks of the river when exhaustion hits me all at once. I fall asleep in the thorns. pitch black. The sun has long since set. There's not a single soldier around. I guess the others didn't notice that I was hiding in the foliage for shelter. Hello? 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 I follow the moonrise, running and walking, following footprints, but I can't catch up with the group. I'm drowning in loneliness and despair. Hello? 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 I run as hard as I can, seeking human voices and figures, only to be greeted by the cries of wolves. I no longer feel as if I am human. Hello! Oh! On the third day, I finally encounter someone. I am reunited with my comrades who are overjoyed to see me alive. From the moment I was separated from everyone till now, I cannot remember what I was living for. It had been a sad and agonizing battle to survive. I am so happy that the human world has reappeared.
Is complete and total solitude still what you really want?
You know, I was actually in Japan when shelter-in-place lifted here. I saw no one but my family, which isn't hard when you're in a rural farm town. I returned to the US in March 2021. Capitol had been stormed, tornadoes were raging in the south, and a young man had just gunned down 8 people in an Asian spa in Atlanta. The human world was reappearing to me, and it was terrifying. I'm still trying to rebuild my trust in people, my trust in the universe, my trust in my ability to heal.
Maybe that healing can come through being in a quiet room with strangers and loved ones.
Someone paid $200 cash when I got my car towed and all the ATMs maxed out. Tough moment, saved by an angel. I refused fear when my silent newborn was placed in my arms. If I show you something, will you all do it with me? You can feel free to participate or not. Hold out your hands and let your fingertips slowly graze the palm of your other hand. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Can you feel that? On every patch of skin, there are more than 3 million cells, 100 sweat glands, 50 nerve endings, and 50 different receptors. Our skin is a sensory bomb. You can start to let your fingertips wander up your arm. Really let yourself feel the sensation of your fingers on your skin. Now let your curiosity guide you. What parts of your body do you want to touch? Your neck? Your face? Your shoulders? Only focus on touch that feels good to you. How fast or slow do you want to touch? What textures and temperatures do you notice? Now slowly give yourself a hug and thanks for coming back into your body today. You can open your eyes. Thank you. Thank you! Thank you! Hey! Come on! Kimi ga naku no nara. Hey! Kimi no nara. Thank you! Drink up, please! Thank you so much for taking care of Sango when she is in America. You know, Sango's mother and I went to the University of Michigan. When I got accepted, I was so excited. I say, Michi, that's Sango's mom. Michi, I got into Michigan. You know, when I was going to school there, I had such a hard time. I didn't know English at all. I had trouble keeping up. My classmates would pick on me. You know, my roommate was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. But then, I became so good at note-taking in English that my classmates would pay me to borrow them. Drink up, please. Tony, no. Don't eat that. Choke on that bone forever. Sorry. It's the Sanai Tajima blood in me. My mother would say stuff like that to me all the time. She would always hit me on the head for doing bad things. When I was 5, she decided that hitting me on the head was probably making me dumb, so she started spanking me. She would spank me so hard I would go flying across the room. Sango was so shocked when I told her this. She can't imagine her sweet, sweet grandma hurting me like that. But she really was an Oni Baba. It's a couple years after Grandpa Tajima passed, and we finally have the courage to go back to the old house in Miho, where Dad and his 2 sisters grew up. I had lived there with just my grandparents for almost a year when I was 11 years old. When Grandpa started getting sick, my grandparents moved in with my aunt. So the Miho house had been abandoned for years. The first thing Dad says as we walk into the house is, "It smells like mold. It smells like mold. It smells like mold." We come armed with gloves and trash bags. We start trashing toys, jewelry, makeup, books, bags, utensils, magazines. My grandma is a hoarder. There are stacks and stacks of newspapers and magazines, paper bags tied together with plastic rope, and piles of empty bottles and milk cartons. My gloves are sticky with grime. This is disgusting. If anyone really cared about any of this stuff, they wouldn't have let it get all gross. Memories of the time I lived here as an 11-year-old start flashing back. Confused, lonely, not knowing if I would ever live with both my parents ever again. Crawling out the tiny bathroom window and running to the nearby supermarket to avoid going to school where I was getting bullied. A swirl of emotions start bubbling up inside me. And the pace at which I'm trashing picks up. I'm ruthlessly shoving things into the trash bags, not even looking at them. I want to get rid of everything. I want a cleansing, a purging, a purification. I look up and see my grandma in the corner. She had been rifling through all the trash bags, trying to salvage items. She picked out the old black dial-up phone I remember her using all the time, and is sitting on the floor, shining it with a rag. Someone might find a use for it. Like in a play. They need props like this sometimes. My gloved hands stop. These aren't my memories to trash. They're Grandma's memories of living in this house with Grandpa raising her children. They're my dad's and my aunt's memories. My parents and I sometimes go weeks without talking on the phone or even texting. Pre-pandemic, Mom and Dad lived together in a tiny, cramped apartment in Tokyo, and once, they didn't speak to each other for over a month. I made a trip to visit them. I asked Dad if he and Mom were on good terms yet. When Mom came home, I asked her what the deal was. She wanted an apology and was not going to budge or talk to him until she got one. I said I wanted to eat dinner with both of them on my first night back home. I went upstairs and told Dad that we were going to eat ramen and he should apologize to Mom so we can all go together. He came downstairs and said, "Doa o wan to shite gomen nasai." Mom went on a rap. It was ridiculous of him to not apologize for this long. He hit her in the face with the door and somehow made it her fault. It was an accident. I kicked the door with my foot because I was watching TV and you left the door open blocking it. I didn't know she was right there. She said that she felt so used and pathetic, getting hurt like that, and then making his meal for him without even apologizing. So she had gone upstairs and cried in the covers, and then went to the library. That day was Grandpa's death day, and she was supposed to go with Dad to see the rest of the family. How could she go in that state after what he did to her? そこまでリベンジすることないでしょう. That kind of revenge was so unnecessary. Mom got really mad at that. Revenge! Revenge! She couldn't believe that's what he would think that she was doing. What she was doing was taking care of herself. Dad didn't come out of his room for days after that. She thought he might be dead. She did that. We were all silent for a while because this was pretty harsh. 俺にもいろいろあるんだよ。いろいろ溜めてしまうこと。I have a lot of things going on inside me too. Things that I hold in. I think that was the moment I realized I am not equipped to handle this situation at all. じゃあいい？行こう？行こう？ I asked Mom if she really meant that she was accepting his apology, and she brushed it off. それだけ。謝ってほしかったからいいの。行こう？ So we all went to the ramen place together. I sat between them at the counter. Slowly, they started talking to each other again through me. That night, Mom said, ありがとう。サンゴのおかげ。Oh, hello again. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Something I learned from this Euro trip is that I might be kiyowai, weak. I avoid confrontation. Like the way I said, it's fine, and stopped Sangosh when she wanted to say something to that smiling driver. maybe your many years in Japan could be the reason for that change. And I agree. Sango's been sharing her grandpa's essay with you. Is that so? I tell her it's a story about how the bad things happen even to the bad people. Because in that war, Imperial Japan was the bad people, the enemy. The war makes everyone enemy, no? You know, when we lose the war, there was an American occupation of Japan, and they needed the people to cooperate. How did they do this? The Americans knew what was most important to the Japanese: saving face. Instead of trying Emperor Hirohito for war crimes, the US allowed him to remain on his throne, just as a figurehead. On the day of Japan's surrender, they make him read a script. The hardships and sufferings to which our nation is to be subjected hereafter will certainly be great. Japanese citizens must endure the unendurable and bear the unbearable. After decades of feeding Japanese people the virtues of imperialism and expansionism, this is what he tells us. You have to wonder how that would affect an entire people. August has passed, and September has arrived, and Japan has been defeated. Tomorrow, we surrender to the Soviet Union. At the Soviet checkpoint, the Hinamaru Red Sun inscription I received from my elementary school teacher is taken from me and torn to shreds in front of my eyes. I feel as if Japan is disappearing from this world. At this camp, we are no longer allowed to be free individuals. We are under the control of Soviet soldiers and Manchurian cadets. We assemble several times a day so they can keep count of us. I get the most dreadful disease in Manchuria: dysentery. I feel as though death is within arm's reach. I am taken to the army hospital of the Soviet occupation forces and meet a female doctor named Organ. Neither of us can understand a single word the other is saying. This frightens me. Although our language, hair, and eyes are different, there seems to be no difference in our personal bond of humanity. All the Soviet hospital personnel are very kind to me. I can't help but wonder if a Japanese person would have done the same. I worry for Sango being in America sometimes. You know, she was mugged on her way home from Bart Station. She had black eye. Her hair was so short then, I said, maybe they thought you were a boy. But she said he called Beach. Wow. I think other things happened to her she doesn't tell me about. She doesn't want me to worry, but I worry about monsters who can hurt her.
What are some of these monsters?
Asahara Shoko, Shoko, Asahara Shoko, Shoko. Why did you run away? Why are you screaming at me? Why are you scared? I
dads in my life right now. Is this a situation where you need a woman in the room? You like that? You like it when I fuck you like that?
세후 템북 사세. Are you Asian? I love Asian women. I took a quiz on Facebook once that told me that I love Asian women the most. I don't know, dog. I just don't know if I'm capable of loving you.
Is this a situation where you need a woman in the room? I'm gonna destroy your pussy. You like being hit? You like being smacked around a bit?
日本の天皇になり、はいはい! I just need some help. Can you help me out? Please, please, please. Whoa, this is getting too intense. I only wanted to have fun.
Is this a situation where you need a woman in the room? Can I spit on you? Can I call you bitch? Can I call you whore?
I like you. Let me get your number. Let me take you out sometime.
I wasn't doing anything!
Yo, if you're looking for any kind of emotional security, I can't give that to you.
Is this a situation where you need a woman in the room? 人々を地獄から救うために殺したまえ Slut! Bitch! Whore!
If anything I'm saying makes you uncomfortable, feel free to make me stop.
Give me everything you got! Shut the fuck up, bitch! No! Please! Help! Somebody! This is an average day in the USA. 45 people murdered every day. 316 people shot every day. Because this is an average day in the USA. Every 68 seconds someone's sexually assaulted. Every 9 minutes that person is a child. Most perpetrators are your partner or a friend. It's just an average day in the USA. Don't take away my rights, take away my life, take away my body, take away my name, take away my home, take away my family. Don't conquer me, don't colonize me, don't put me in a cell. Fuck your average day in the USA. We're getting the fuck out of here. What? Look at them. Just feeding off your trauma like a pack of wolves. Oh! No, they've been wonderful. I like them. Careful now. Don't catch feelings. That's dangerous. They're not here for your healing. They're just here to see you suffer. Come with me.
Sango,
Come with you?
Sango.
Right. Sax, thank you for protecting me. But maybe it's okay for you to lay down your sword once in a while and let someone in. No! No? Why let them in? Because I want to connect. But you were happy when you were undistracted. You were focused, you were driven, you were powerful. I was lonely. You don't fucking need them. Come with me. No! I'm staying. I think you should leave. Yeah, I'm staying. There's still a part of you that needs my protection, and until you acknowledge that, I'm sticking around. What part of me? You can't even see her, can you? Well, show me them. You're not ready. You can't take care of her. You need me. I'm the one who's
throat. Think of all the times you let yourself down. Didn't you learn from the last time? How could you let this happen to you at your age? Grow the fuck up. Be an adult. You're fucking weak. You're nothing but weakness, disappointment, shame, and fear.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Who are you? I'm Sango. I'm Sango. Actually, I'm Sango. I'm so confused. Why are you here? What do you mean? This is my show. This is my exposure therapy session. This is actually my show. If you're Sango, then who am I? You're the protector. I'm the protector? What about Sax? Sax is the fighter. Are you the one she was talking about? The one I'm not ready to protect? No, I'm trying to find her. So, what's your job? My job is to make you fear people. Okay, why do I need to fear people? Because they can hurt you. I'm protecting you from other people. How will they hurt me? They could slash you, bash you, bang you, rape you, control you, steal from you, kill your planet. Okay, you're protecting me from dangerous people. They could trick you. They could lie to you. Okay, you're protecting me from bad people. They could let you down. They could leave you. They could die. You're protecting me from people who can make me sad. If you fear them, you won't get close to them. If you don't get close to them, thank you. Thank you for taking on all my fears. You're welcome. Sounds exhausting. You must be exhausted from being so fearful all the time. I am. I'm so exhausted all the time. Maybe I can help you. How? I can relieve some of that burden. I would love that. Was there a time when someone close to me hurt me and made me sad? Yes. Can you show me? Can I talk to that part? No! Fuck off! Sax? Hey. Fuck you! I just want to talk to her. She could lose all control. She's a wild animal. Is that why you have her locked up in there? I'm just keeping her busy, focused. You're keeping her hidden, restricted. I'm keeping her safe. Okay. Sax, how do you feel about your job? It's whatever. Okay. What would you do if you didn't have this job? I'd be a motherfucking rock star. Yeah, you would. Damn right, baby. Sax, how old do you think I am? 21. I'm 33. Damn, Asian don't raisin. I'm grown now. Thank you for fighting for us.
it okay if I just say hi to her?
Whatever. Whatever you want, baby.
It's fine! It's fine! Don't mind! Don't mind! Hey, Mom. It's fine. It's fine. いいの、いいの。気にしない。Just be like Toby. Forget and forget and forget. Soon enough, your problems will go away. Are your problems going away just because you ignore them? I'm not ignoring. I just don't let it affect me. What is the point? The past is the past. It can't change. So just leave it. Best to forget. It's fine. It's fine. She's fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. I'll be in the other room. Hey! Hey! How old are you? 11? That's a lot of knives. They're all the knives and sharp objects in the house. What are you doing with all of them? Hiding them. From who? From my mom. Why? So she doesn't use them to hurt herself again? Why does she hurt herself? Because Dad hurt her. How? He lied, and then he left. Or we left him, I guess. I'm sorry your mom hurt herself. I froze. I was frozen. When? Right before it happened. She was crying, but I didn't know what to do. She tried to hold me, but I froze. I was frozen. I probably seemed unmoved. What did you do when it happened? I ran in circles down a staircase, and I tried to yell for help, but my voice didn't work. The words were caught in my throat. I couldn't help. You did the best you could. I don't know if I did. I don't think I'm very good at being there for people. I don't know how to hold people when they fall apart. Who's holding you when you fall apart? I don't fall apart. I won't, I promise. It's okay if you do. When's the last time you let yourself be held? I don't know. Can I hold you? I'm scared. Why? You could hurt me. I won't hurt you. I could hurt you. I'm holding all these knives. You could set them down. What if she tries to hurt herself again? She's never going to do that again. She's never going to make you go through that ever again. Are you sure? I promise. Okay. How does that feel? Nice. Good. Can I tell you something? Sure, go ahead. I'm really bored and lonely in You want to go outside? I would love that. August 25, 1946. It's been a year and 7 months since I arrived in Manchuria. I see the sea leading to Japan for the first time in forever. After the Soviet camp, I was sent to live under the care of a Manchurian farmer. Every day I do various household chores, raising horses, cleaning pigs, and babysitting. The master and his family are very kind and provide me with clothes, money, food, and much, much more, as if I was family. The master even suggests I become his child. Look, I put a bell around this pig's neck. This pig will be the dowry for your wife, and we will eat it at your wedding. I smile, but a response to his generous proposal gets caught in my throat. I fiercely miss my family back home that I had seen in my dreams so much. 7 months later, the long-awaited order to repatriate the Japanese people arrives. With tears in my eyes, I wave goodbye one last time to my Manchurian family. The old Manchurian man tells me that if I could not go back to the mainland, I was always welcome at his home. The American cargo ship that we are boarding is called Liberty. Farewell, Manchuria, I think, as I climb on deck and stare out at the quiet sea. The night boat starts to silently move, and we finally depart for our homeland. On the morning of the 5th day, someone shouts out loudly, "We're in Japan!" All the repatriates go up on deck. As Japan comes into clear view and our dream of return gradually ceases to be a dream, we all begin to loudly sing the song about hometowns we used to sing in school. Usagi oishi kano yama, kobu na tsurishi kano kawa, yume wa ima mo megurite, wasure ga taki furusato. The airport is a ghost town. As always, our farewells are awkward. Mom pats my shoulder a couple times on the way to the gate and hugs me. She thanks me for everything. Dad hugs me close and says to take care. When I reach for my bag, he almost shakes my hand, but then realizes what I'm doing and hands the bag over to me. My parents wave me off as I go through security check. As I wave goodbye one last time from the escalator taking me down, I wish I had the courage to say the embarrassing things you should say to the people you care about while you still can. I want to tell my dad he needs to take better care of his health. I want to tell my mom she needs to communicate her needs more. I want to tell my grandpa, can you turn off the TV for just a few moments? I want to talk to you. But I couldn't find it in me this time. I fear the day I will come to regret that. Mom texted me before I boarded the plane. I don't usually have a person to talk to, just Toby. So I probably shared a bunch of unnecessary stuff. Thanks for listening. I responded, if you don't have anyone to talk to, you can call me anytime. She just responds with a stamp of Toby rolling on the floor that says, don't mind me! I thought the reason I kept returning to Grandpa Ogino's story was to trace the root of our family trauma, to see where it rippled out from. What I'm realizing is that maybe it's not Grandpa's trauma that's rippling out. Maybe it's his desire for human connection. Shit, sorry. Sorry. I think I should take this. もしもし？お母さん？Mom？うん。大丈夫よ。ふみちゃん焼き鳥食べた？なんで？なんでテーブルの上に置くの？しかもこたつ？ちょっと塩分高くない？